It feels amazing. I mean, we've been working since June, and just seeing like her resume and just where she's been and like what she can bring to this team, she's brought it all and more. And it's just huge. She talks about trust and relationships. And for us to have this tonight for her, it was huge, and she deserves all of it. So
Maybe you guys could also just speak a little louder for our team.
You guys were really successful in rebounding tonight, and a lot of different players had rebounds. What led to that kind of success on the glass?
we know that Gardner-Webb really likes to, get offensive rebounds, and they put up a ton of shots and they get their own rebounds. And for us, that was the key to the game tonight, was really making sure that we stopped that and that we got more possessions than them and cut off theirs. So that was huge for us, and it didn't just come from one player; it came from several. So that kept the momentum rolling, no matter who's on the floor.
For yourself, I think you noticed that first shot, that the first quarter, that role, that people role, that's something that kind of adopted. Is that something really?
Yeah, no, shooting threes is the main part of my game, and with my length, I feel like it's definitely something that we're trying to capitalize off of. And so, make her miss, just keep shooting. That's what we say. We have some really good shooters on this team, and for everyone, we're always like, keep going, keep making it, keep taking it, and they fell. So I'm proud of how it went.
Yeah, was there an attitude shift in that three-point shooting in the second half? You guys shot 2 threes in the first, but then 9 in the second. Was that something Coach Ralph touched on, or something?
We just saw what was available in the first half, and we were able to realize like penetration was there, but also that extra pass for kickout was there. And so we were like, you need to take a three, you need to take a three, you need to take a three, and everybody filled those roles, and we got more shots up.
Defensively, like at all the numbers look good. What do you think went so?
It was really communication. We had really talked about being there for each other. Nobody was an individual on the floor tonight. Everybody stepped up and helped each other. And if somebody was in the wrong spot, we made sure that they got over and they shifted. So nobody felt alone on defense, and we were helping each other. So really just talking and making sure that we walled up. And if we had 2 in the post, we also had somebody in help. So the help side was huge tonight.
What do you say about Renee and Jordan as a leader for this team? Really great game tonight.
Yeah, so we have 5 freshmen, and when you think of Vanderbilt basketball, you think of Brene and Jordan, and just coming in here and like learning from them and learning like how we do things and learning their work ethic. It's been huge for us because that set the tone. So having our first official game with them tonight was really cool to see that like the theme and like the vibe of our energy on the court came from them and will derive from them the rest of the season. So they carried it really well tonight.
How would you describe, Shea Robb's kind of sideline demeanor, and how was she for you guys like in the game?
She was really reliable, and we could hear her. The bench is on the baseline, so it's a little bit different as a freshman, but hear her at all times, and you just know running off the floor, she always has something to, help you with. And it's a big trust thing. If she wants you on the floor and she trusts you, she's gonna put you on the floor. And so that feels good, and that really gives us like the push to like do our best for her and for this team.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you guys. Thanks. Let's see that session. You have a book. Thank you. Thank you.
Coach, if you just like to start us off with an opening statement.
Okay. Do I need to look in here? Okay. I don't know anymore with Zooms. First of all, I'm just really happy for our team, for the players on our team. They've been through a lot. Each one of them individually has a story that's incredible. And since the moment that I worked on campus, they have worked so hard for me, for our staff. And it was just really great to see them have some success tonight. I still think we have a long way to go. You can look at the stat sheet and find some areas of concern, but it's always great to get a win. and learn some things about yourselves that you know will make you better for the next game. So I told them, enjoy tonight. This is really special. It's the first game after a really tough COVID year on their home floor, and we won the first game of our season. That doesn't happen for a lot of teams. So we have some things to build on, but tonight we're going to enjoy this win. I'm happy for our players. I'm happy for my staff. I'm happy for Vanderbilt. It's exciting to get this started.
I saw like afterward that and
It was, I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, you know, we tend to get like wrapped up in the day-to-day grind of sports and coaching and what we do. And you forget to kind of enjoy these little moments because you're always thinking of how you can get better and ways that you can improve and things that you didn't do well. But the reason that I hired my staff is because they're great at that. You know, they're exceptional human beings. They're high energy. They're passionate. They're incredibly loyal. A lot of them are my friends that I've known for a long time or have coached. So it was great to have that moment with them. It was awesome to have it with my husband and my daughter. I don't know that it could have been any better in terms of just enjoying something in the moment. I'm not always the best at that. So to have people around me that kind of force me to is really cool. And also our team, to see them be joyous, because it's been tough. It's been tough, and I've been really hard on them. So they were just joyous in the locker room, and that was really cool.
How did it feel for you to step out onto that floor for your first game as a head coach?
Strange and great at the same time, if that makes sense. I'm used to sitting down and watching the game on the sideline. So, you know, to stand up, first of all, and then be on the baseline and try to figure out where I can walk and where I can't walk. And then, you know, trying to listen. My staff is so far away to the things that they're saying. My husband will tell you that my hearing is not that great anyway. So that could be a challenge, but it's all things that I'll get used to. I really enjoyed it. I did, but this night isn't about me. I am the leader of the program. I am the face, right? There's the posters out there with my face on it, but this is so about so many more people. And there's so much that goes into what we do on a day-to-day basis. From every member of our staff to every player on our team. One of the things that Coach Ariema used to say all the time is great players make great coaches. So our job is to help our players become the best they can be, and then to sit and watch them do it and continue to guide them when they don't or when they do. So it was really great to be able to do that tonight with my own team as a head coach.
Is Jordan all right? I saw her limping a little bit towards the end of the game.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a question I get a lot after games. And she, you know, she has a lot going on. She's healthy. She's fine. Nothing major happened. She's probably going to have those moments from time to time, from game to game. I'll need to manage her minutes better if I can. But as you can see, she's pretty important for us to have on the floor. So we've got to figure out how to do that both in games and in practices. And that's something I have to get better at. It was wonderful. You know, we've talked a lot about what we need them to do. They've talked a lot about what they want to be in terms of players and leaders on the basketball floor. And that hasn't been expected of them in this manner in the past. And essentially this is, you know, they're both essentially seniors, right? So that comes with a lot of responsibility. And they're both coming off some pretty tough injuries, a COVID year. We talk a lot about our growth mindset, our leadership abilities, our integrity with each other, and how we can be better. Brene and Jordan challenge each other to do that every day. And because they do it, they can challenge their teammates, right? So when you think about great leaders, the first thing that great leaders have to do is do what they're asking you to do first. And I think Brene and Jordan have gotten comfortable with that. And it's spread throughout our team. I was happy to see them be successful and get a win tonight.
So often teams look at that and say, how do we do that? How do we play on the next week? Obviously, you guys did a good job that tonight. Can you speak a little bit about the team's effort on the court, both offensively and defensively?
Definitely. We know that we have some limitations, right? We're not the biggest team. especially when we go into the conference. That's not a secret. Depending on the lineup that's in the game, we're not the most athletic. That's not a secret either. But what we can do is bring our effort and attitude and energy every single game, every single day to everything that we do. I know in my years as a player and as a coach, the toughest teams that we played against were never the most talented teams. They were always the most competitive, the ones that worked their butt off, that were the most cohesive. So for me, I talk to our team and my team every day about being that. That's the best that we can be, is our most competitive, most energetic selves that brings the energy, that listens and is disciplined on both ends of the floor. That's my vision for our team. So in some ways we did a great job of that tonight. In some ways we didn't. We turned the ball over way too much. We can't do that. We can't give the ball up 23 times and expect to win games against better teams. So we have a lot of work to do to get better, but I was so happy with them controlling what they could control, which was the things we talk about every day: our effort, our attitude, and our energy.
Is there anything about your first game as a head coach that surprised you?
That's a good question. I don't know that I'm surprised. I think I think a lot more about different things than I did it as an assistant. As an assistant, I had certain things that were my job, and that's what I thought about. That's what I watched on the floor. Now I have all these things that I'm thinking about, and I have to remember to walk over to my staff, because usually, like our head coach, where I was before, is standing right in front of me. So I have anything to say, I just stand up. And so being far away from them, that I need to get better at. Surprising? No, not really. But I do need to be able to hear them, and they have to wear masks. So they ground me. My assistants are great. And they each are really good at the things that I give them to do. So it's in order for me to be better for our team the next game that we play, I need to be able to walk over there and make sure that I hear them and listen. So I don't know if that answers your questions. There's certain things that happen through the game that I just never thought about. Does that make sense? So not that it's surprising, but I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, that's not gonna work. And I got to walk back over here. Also, I don't know what this is, but I've been crumpling papers in my hand. I'm not sure why I do that. So like every now and then I'll drop some. That's an interesting thing that happens. So that surprises me. I don't know what that is. Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned the turnovers. Do you see those as popular from that, or?
Yeah, I think a little bit of that, a little bit of timing, a little bit of us trying to figure out different ways to enter into the things that we need to get into, utilizing the skill of the players that are on the floor. So I think there's some things that we can change to help with the turnovers, and some of it's just we have to work on our timing and being tough with the ball. At the end of the day, people can't take the ball if you don't let them. So we have to be better. And we'll continue working on both that in the full court and in the half court. But I expected our offense to look a little herky-jerky because there's a lot of movement in some of the things that we do, and it's going to take some time for our players to get comfortable with it. I'm not going to freak out and give up on it right away. There has to be a good mixture, though, of stuff that takes time to learn and stuff that we can get right away, so that when we need to get a score and a great shot, that we have that and that we can do it. The plan was to play and see what we got from some players. I don't really know who we are yet. And I think the plan was also to find our identity. I know sometimes players that don't have great practices can come in and compete in games, especially young ones. What was not the plan was that we couldn't get anybody in the post to rotate over and stop people from getting layups in the second half. So I was just trying to find someone who would play some defense in the second half. That was not the plan. But I think it's a great opportunity for our players. Every one of them can contribute to us winning, and we may need them to. So in a game like this, for me not to put players in and see what they can do isn't very smart. And I probably needed to do that a little bit more in the second half. But when you have a group of people that's working well together, that's a hard thing to say, well, I'm going to have to get better at finding out exactly what's coming off of our bench and knowing what they're going to give us. And I told them that too. I need to know when I look down the bench what you're going to give me when I put you in the game. I need to know that. And for some of our players, I don't know that yet. So we're still creating our identity. And that I think that will be an ongoing process early on in the season.